The big story we're tracking this afternoon, CBI court to deliver its order on Karti's custody. The order is expected any time now. Court to pass an order on CBI's demand for extension of Karti's custody. The CBI has sought 9 more days custody, citing non-cooperation by Karti Chidambaram during investigations. The CBI had earlier been granted 6 days custody. It ends today. It's a pitched battle that's being fought in the courtroom. Karti's counsel Abhishek Manu Singhvi has said that after 6 days custody, the CBI will have to present concrete proof before the court to demand more custody. They can't just seek his custody, citing flight risk or non-cooperation. We have Neetu Jain, executive editor, who's with us live from the national capital. Neetu, Abhishek Manu Singhvi said that as far as, in law, the CBI can't demand more custody of Karti till they present more evidence.
Well, the CBI has given some documents to the judge in a sealed cover, and they've asked the judge to read it. They say they have a lot of evidence, and some of the evidence that has come out so far in the media is just a bit of it. Essentially, what the CBI is saying is that they have enough evidence to nail the Chidambarams. They have evidence of payments of 3.5 crore made in the INX media deal for post facto approval of downstream payment that was made to INX News. So essentially the CBI is saying that, but the CBI is also saying that Karti Chidambaram is not cooperating. Essentially, he is being asked questions, he is not answering to them. Abhishek Manu Singhvi very smartly told the court that, for example, he is being asked the password of his phone. He is refusing to give it. In other words, Karti Chidambaram can't be forced to, depose against himself. That's not allowed under the law. If he chooses to remain quiet, he can remain quiet. And the CBI has to find other means of getting the information rather than demanding answers from Karti Chidambaram.
Neetu, stay on with us. We also have Anusha Soni, who's been tracking developments in the court for us. Anusha, take us through what happened this morning.
So, Simi, as Neetu was pointing out, Abhishek Manu Singhvi led the arguments on the side of Karti Chidambaram. His key argument was that there are some 3 major grounds when a person seeks a custody, when an agency seeks a custody: non-cooperation, tampering with evidence, and trying to obstruct the entire due process of law. On all these 3 grounds, CBI has no valid or substantial evidence to say that if Karti is released on bail, he's likely to do anything at all of this sort. So according to the arguments made by Abhishek Manu Singhvi, not only Karti Chidambaram has the right to remain silent, but at the same time he cannot also be forced to give answers that CBI wanted. So that was the argument that Abhishek Manu Singhvi said, that this entire argument of CBI that he's not cooperating means that CBI wants him to say what they want to hear. And that's not exactly what the law is. He has a complete right to remain silent and not give self-incriminating evidence in the court. Now, in just a few minutes from now, it's 4:40 now, and at 4:30 we were expecting the order to come. It's already a jam-packed courtroom, and all of us are waiting for that crucial order to come by, where the CBI Special Court will decide whether it's a jail or a bail for Karti Chidambaram in this crucial INX media case.
Right, Anusha, so we know what arguments the defense counsel has been making in court. Abhishek Manu Singhvi there taking us point by point about the arguments that he made before the judge. What's the kind of evidence that the prosecution has submitted before the court till now?
So interestingly, Tushar Mehta, who is the ASG, one of the top law officers of the centre, appeared for the CBI. His argument has been so far that there are some new transactions which have come to light, which are in thousands of dollars, and at the same time there is also the allegation that there could be involvement of other people as well. He remained very tight-lipped about the financial transactions and trails. He gave them in a sealed envelope to the CBI special judge, and he said that I do not want to read them aloud. Interestingly, much has been talked about the statement of Indrani Mukherjee outside the court, in media, in the sort of statements that we have seen coming in from various politicians as well. But as far as the statement of Indrani Mukherjee is concerned, the argument is that it is not really admissible per se in the court of law, because it is presumed that whenever a custodial statement is given, it is given under duress. That is what it is presumed. So CBI interestingly conceding that the statement of Indrani Mukherjee has a limited role and value, and that there are other evidences that they're looking at. What are those other evidences? The CBI doesn't want to spell out, and that is primarily the reason that Abhishek Manu Singhvi continues to insist that CBI doesn't have a watertight case. They do not have any evidence to point this out. Abhishek Manu Singhvi is saying that there is nothing that the CBI can't do if Karti Chidambaram is let out on a bail. So he's saying if you want to interrogate, if you want to question, we're ready to come and answer all your summons. There is no need to keep me in any sort of remand. And Simi, also very briefly, that entire confrontation, much talked about confrontation with Indrani Mukherjee, CBI says it lasted for about 2 to 3 hours. The argument of Abhishek Manu Singhvi is that it just lasted for 25 minutes. That's all. And Manu Singhvi, in fact, even went ahead and challenged the CBI and said that give me more evidence if that interrogation lasted for hours. So clearly, the CBI has very tough questions to answer. And I must point out that as far as the remand or the bail is concerned, it has limited value. The CBI will have to track the financial transactions and the trail to establish a watertight case against Karti Chidambaram.
Right, we also have Ankit Tyagi who's with us live from the National Capital. Before I go to Ankit, Anusha, I want one more clarification from you. Is it legally possible for the CBI to continue to keep Karti Chidambaram in custody without showing the defense what kind of evidence they've managed to get against him?
It is debatable. It is debatable. Abhishek Manu Singhvi is saying that at this stage, when the stage is at a very preliminary stage right now, there is not much done. The charge sheet is not yet filed. At this stage, if the CBI wants to adduce evidence, which is in a sealed envelope, it is not permitted by the rules of evidence. Now, what happens is that CBI and Manu Singhvi are interpreting different sections differently. But there is a reasonable case made out when Karti Chidambaram argues that at this stage you cannot give a sealed envelope information. So that is clearly something that the Patiala House Court, the CBI Special Court, will have to decide. And in just few minutes from now, we'll have that crucial order for you.
All right, Anusha, thanks so much for that. Anusha Soni, they're reporting from outside the court complex. A crucial order on Karti's bail expected any time now. We have Meetu Jain, our executive editor, who's with us live from the National Capital. We also have Ankit Tyagi, who's with us live. Ankit, a pitched battle being fought inside the courtroom. The ED and the CBI, meanwhile, saying that they're examining senior Chidambaram's role in several other cases apart from the INX media case. They've spoken about the gold import scheme. Now they say that they're investigating payments made in the SL Maxis case as well.
You see, Simi, although the defense is calling it as an attempt by the CBI and the Attorney, General, Additional Attorney General, to somehow change the goalpost, but what the sense that the investigating agency is trying to give out is that during their interrogation, they have unraveled many other things, and which has led them to believe that there are a lot of cross connections in various cases as far as Karti Chidambaram is concerned, and that is exactly what they have argued inside the Patiala House Court in front of the special CBI judge. Now, important thing to note here is that both P. Chidambaram and Nalini Chidambaram, top lawyers of the country, P. Chidambaram, former finance minister, were present when Karti Chidambaram was inside. In fact, at one point of time, Karti Chidambaram said that, don't let off, give it, fight hard. We can't let them be. That was something that he said inside the court to Abhishek Manu Singhvi. Now, all important, after these arguments, it will all hinge down to the fact whether the judge is satisfied with the new corroborative evidence that the CBI claims to have, with them after Karti Chidambaram's 6-day interrogation, custodial interrogation. A sealed envelope was in fact given to the court, and they said that we are ready to give you all the other material that we have collected in the last 4 days. As far as the defense is concerned, Abhishek Manu Singhvi went on to say that it was a bloodthirst as far as this entire case goes. He also went on to once again say that it is a political case, to which, in fact, Tushar Mehta said, no, it is just an economic offence. Now, the larger part is that it seems that the government, of course, is using it politically, the Congress playing the victim here, more than what happens inside the court, whatever the order be it the bail or, in fact, a further extension of the custody. This is going to reverberate in the parliament as well, a big political hot potato as far as Karti Chidambaram's case is concerned. Merits of the case, and we have seen that during the prosecution investigation time, the investigating agency, especially the CBI, always claims that they have made a watertight case. It was the same argument being presented in the 2G case as well. Ultimately, if they have enough evidence, a charge sheet should be filed, and that case should be fought inside the court. And let's see what happens when the judges seek those arguments on basis of those evidences.
Right, we also have our executive editor Meetu Jain, who's with us live from the National Capital. Meetu, do you get the sense that the Enforcement Directorate and the CBI are shifting the goalpost? How can they keep Karti in custody when they've not really made up their mind which the biggest corruption case is, or which is the case that they want to take forward?
Seema, you answered your own question, and that's exactly what Ankit was also saying. Changing the goalpost seems to be the game at the moment with where the two agencies are concerned. Of course, we've been talking about 54 FIPB clearances that Mr. Chidambaram has given as Finance Minister. That could be under a shadow, at least that's what the Enforcement Directorate is saying. We also have a payment made of 1.8 crore rupees by Karti Chidambaram to his own father from the Royal Bank of Scotland in Chennai. That is where he has an account. That's what the Enforcement Directorate is saying. This is going to be probed by the Enforcement Directorate under the Money Laundering Act. That's what officials of the Enforcement Directorate are saying. Now, the third thing that they are saying is that there's something called the 80-20 gold import scheme. Now, in that scheme, essentially, it's Mr. Chidambaram who's allegedly helped out 7 companies, in the business of gold and jewelry and gems. And one of these companies is Gitanjali Gems and Jewelry. So essentially, Mr. Chidambaram, and of course, he helped these companies out on the last day of the UPA being in power. That's the 16th of May. So essentially, serious allegations being made by the Enforcement Directorate and the CBI. And of course, these are just 3 of the many cases that the ED is saying that they are going to be trying and finding evidence against Mr. P. Chidambaram. But where Karti Chidambaram is concerned, the important thing is what is the evidence that they have. Number one, the CBI's FIR, and at the moment the only public document that is there, the main document which is admitted in a court of law is the CBI FIR. The CBI FIR talks about a payment of 3.5 crore rupees that was made. Now, this payment was made to Advantage Strategic, which is a company that is not owned by Karti Chidambaram. Now, Advantage Strategic, that what the ED is saying, the promoters and the directors of Advantage Strategic actually willed their properties to Karti Chidambaram's daughter. That's what they are saying. Now, where is the evidence that they have willed it? The original will deeds are missing, is what the ED tells us, but they have photocopies. Is photocopies evidence admissible as evidence in a court of law? We don't know. Of course, that is not admissible. Where's the evidence? We don't know. They are also saying that where this payment was made, it was made, of course, they are also looking at a 10 lakh rupee payment, where INX Media says that it is being done for FIPB consultancy, but that was made by a check. So essentially, a lot of the evidence, even in the main case that they have in the INX Media case at the moment, doesn't seem to be holding a lot of water. And also the other important point is that there are 2 companies that actually made payments of 3.5 crore rupees to Advantage Strategic. The payment, the invoice details are on plain sheets of paper. Secondly, if the payment was made, is it reflecting in the ledgers of Advantage Strategic anyway? That is not being leaked by the Enforcement Directorate, which has been on a leaking spree the past 1 week. So essentially, what is the evidence? We can't say, either in the main case or in the cases that they hope to find against Mr. P. Chidambaram.
And as Abhishek Manu Singhvi said that after 6 days of custody, the CBI can't just keep Karti Chidambaram behind bars, citing flight risk. Ankit and Meetu, thanks so much for that. We're going to keep coming back to you for more developments. A quick break here. Up next.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.